This one, Caution to the Wind. You see this cover? You see how magnificent this cover is? Yeah. The contents of this book were just as magnificent as this cover. It was perfect. I loved it. I rated it 4.5 stars. Axeman. Hi, I'm a local hippie. And today we're going to be talking about everything I read in the month of August. You're going to have to strap in for this one because I read a lot. Yeah, I read a lot in August. Yes, I read a lot in August. But first, let me wipe my camera off. Better. Okay. So I read a grand total of 20 books in the month of August. This is not a drill. I don't know what the heck. I don't know, but I'm not mad at it. So I have this whole stack of physical books that you just saw, but I've also got a few books that I did not read physically, or that I don't own physically is probably the better terminology. So let's get into Goodreads, shall we? So as usual with my reviews, or not reviews, but with my reviews for the month, I'm gonna start with the books that I don't own because I think that's easier. Just gotta get into Goodreads here. So let's see what we don't have from this list. Let's start off with the first one that I don't own is Stalked by the Quarterback by Myra Strahan, or Statham. Sorry, I can't read apparently. um yeah, Stalked by the Quarterback, which I ended up rating, which you're going to see on the screen whenever it pops up. Basically, while I'm waiting for this to load, I think I rated this like 2.5 stars. Yeah, 2.5 stars rounded up. It was okay. Like, it was a fun little read. It was stupid, but I read it and I had a good time. And that's really all that matters. So that's that. Own a Ship of Bones and Teeth either. So let's get into that. I rated that 3.5, rounded up to 4. I thought it was pretty good. There were a few themes in here that just took me by surprise and I did not enjoy, and took it down a whole star and a half for me personally, but I think it was okay. We have a book that I DNF'd. This one was just not fun. I didn't like it. I didn't like the writing style. I thought it was very try hardy, seemed a little bit pulpy, and I just didn't like it. Oh my god, my stack of books just fell. Scared me. Anyway, yeah, I didn't really like this one. I rated it 1 star, and that's going to be Vampire Junction by SP Somtal. SP Somtal. Yeah, I didn't like that one. Not very much to say. I probably got like, I don't know, like 30% in, and then I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this. That's what we're not doing. We have Lawless by Miss Nora Roberts, the queen of like darling Harlequin romance. Like, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, I rated this one 4 stars. I love Nora Roberts. She's an instant buy author forever and always for me. She got me into reading in my adult life, I mean, and reading romance in my adult life, I mean, because she's so accessible. Like, you can find her at any Walmart, any Dollar General, probably Dollar Tree, any like I mean, probably any like supermarket that has a little teeny book section. You can literally find her anywhere. And there's a reason for that. I also read Survive the Night by Riley Sager over again. This was a 5 star read when I read it, I think two years ago. Yeah, it's a 2 star now. Yeah, enough said. Then we have a few little Kindle Unlimited um novellas. This one being Faithful by Hope Ford. I rated it 3 stars. It was so good. I liked it. It made me smile. It was cute, small town, plus size main character. It was really good. I liked it. And then we have another Hope Ford novella, KU, of course, Stranded with a Bossy Rancher. Yeah, enjoyed this one too. Gave it 4 stars. It was so good because I love me a story about a cowboy, and I love me a story about um a rancher. Like, I love. Okay? I love that. I love, oh, I just Sue me. Last but certainly not least, we have Hillbilly Elegy, a memoir of family and of class. Well, let me read. Excuse me. Since we have established that I'm illiterate, you'll forgive me for the blunder. Hillbilly Elegy, a memoir of a family and culture in crisis. For some reason, Goodreads won't allow me to rate this, but I was going to rate it 5 stars because I thought it was really good. This book is basically about middle class white people or lower class white people, probably more lower class white people, because it's about Scots, basically like the Scots Irish people that live in the eastern US. So they live in like Ohio, Kentucky, Tennessee, all that stuff, people from that region of the US, and how their culture is in crisis. So now we're going to get into the books that I do own. We have number one, Reacher. No. Reacher with a P. Preacher. Preacher. The legendary mountain man. How it all began. This is a bind up of 3 stories about the origins of the character Preacher, written by William W. Lord have mercy, what is happening to me today? William W. Johnstone. And I only read the first story in this book. I thought this was the entire novel, but it's not. It's 3 novellas. And I really enjoyed it. I rated this one 4 stars. Next, we have a book that it was one of the last books that I read, the second to last book I read in August. That's going to be Dead Man Walking. Look at how beautiful. I wish you could really see, but the glare from my window is like crazy. But I'll put the picture on the screen so you can actually see how beautiful this cover is. Wow. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So sorry that the contents of this book are not as breathtaking, are not as appealing as the cover. This book was I'll put it at a solid 3 stars. Like, I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. It was a maybe 2.5. Yeah, probably 2.5. This is 2.5 stars. Next, we have From Luca with Love. I love this book. Will not ever shut up about this book. So amazing. Mariana Zapata knew what she was doing when she wrote this. She really did. And that's saying something because she knows what she's doing every time she writes a book. Okay. This was 5 stars. Did I even need to explain that to you? I don't think I did. But yes, 5 stars. Next, we have Welcome to the Dark Side by Gianna Darling. These covers are just magnificent. Look at that. Look at that. But the content of this book, good grief, this was 1 star. And this is like a 500-page book. This book was literally 500 pages, 1 star. Please, I read this book so you don't have to. Please do not ever pick this book up. If you're going to pick up anything by Gianna Darling, don't ever let it be Welcome to the Dark Side. It's so bad. It's a train wreck, okay? You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm not even going to give it any stars. And I've never done that. I'm not giving this book any stars. I'm going to keep it because the cover is beautiful and I want it on my shelf because it looks really nice. It's very aesthetic. But this book is bad. That's going to be Tuck Everlasting by Natalie Babbitt, which I think I rated 4 stars. It was really good, really easy. This is a middle grade. I don't know if it's a fairy tale, but I guess you could call it a fairy tale. It's a middle grade. It's a children's story. It's really good, super easy. It was like 130 pages. Read it basically in 1 sitting, and I enjoyed it. Next, we have one of the first books I read this month, and that's going to be The Serpent and the Wings of Night by Carissa Broadbent. Yeah, by Carissa Broadbent. This was 4 stars. I enjoyed this thoroughly. Next, we have Caught in the Axe, translated as Caught in the Act, and it took me to get halfway through the book to realize that is what Caught in the Axe meant. Yeah, not one of my best moments. I really enjoyed this. This book elicited so much emotion out of me. I couldn't rate it anything other than 4 stars. And I love the story so much. And it's very rare that you'll hear me say that about a romance, that I love the story and not the characters or the romance. I really didn't care for the romance in this one. It was the story. It was the family. It was the characters. It was the bonds that tie people together that made this book what it is. Next, we have another Mariana Zapata. We've got Culty. This was really good. It was very slow to start, but once the romance kicked in, yeah, boy, this was 4 stars. This was really good. I enjoyed it a lot. Like I said, Mariana Zapata knows what she's doing every time she puts a pen to paper. Every time she types a digit, a letter onto a document. She knows what she's doing. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Next, we have another book that was so good. Oh, so good. This was so good. This is what started me wanting to read Gianna Darling's books. Boy, I was set. She set me up. She set me up. She really did. Because this one, this one, Caution to the Wind. You see this cover? You see how magnificent this cover is? Yeah. The contents of this book were just as magnificent as this cover. It was perfect. I loved it. I rated it 4.5 stars. It Axeman, May, made me want to watch Sons of Anarchy. Like, that is how good she did this. That was how good she did the age gap romance. That was how good she did the story, the plot. I was like, yum, 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 yum. I was eating it up. It was so good. It was so good. This was so good. And last but certainly not least, we have this big, crazy freaking magazine version of The Old Man and the Sea. I did not know it was going to be this big when I ordered it. And tell me why. Tell me why the book is this big. This is the this is the font. This is the font. This is the book, right? This is the size. This is the font. Somebody please help me understand. Anyway, good grief. This was, I would say, 3.5 stars. It was okay. Just a story about a man and a fish. He literally went fishing, caught the fish, spent like 3 days out in the middle of the ocean fishing for this damn fish, for the fish to get eaten by sharks when he was on his way home. Yeah, that's the old man and the fish. That's the old. It should be called the old man and the fish, really, not the old man in the sea. It should be called. Yeah, just maybe it just went over my head, but I don't know. It's a story of resilience. I'll tell you that much. Got one that I don't own this one either. And I'm gonna put it on the screen. The On the Block or Down the Block. Yeah, that one. I missed. Okay, so I can count. I read 20 books in the month of August, and that's every last one of them. So I guess that's going to bring us to the end of the video. I hope you have a good day. I hope you have a good evening. And most importantly, I hope you read a good book, and I'll see you when I see you. Bye.